My name is Andrea Smith. I work for Dartmouth Hitchcock Medical Center, and I want to share some tips and resources from SAMHSA's Talk They Hear You campaign to help set you up for success when talking to youth about substances. There are a lot of factors like stress, peer pressure, and life transitions that might increase the risk of youth using alcohol and other substances. And even though these factors may feel out of your control, there are a few things that you can do to help your child. When it comes to stress, we can encourage our children to get involved in sports or other activities as a healthier way to cope with problems. For peer pressure, helping your child learn different ways to say no is really important, and reminding your children that real friends wouldn't pressure them to drink or use other substances. For those life transitions, reassure your child that things will get easier and make sure they know that drinking or using other substances is not a solution. While it's never too late to have conversations with your child about alcohol or other substances or mental health, it's also never too early to start these conversations. The best time to start talking with your child about alcohol and other substances is before they're exposed. So if you approach the conversations directly and honestly, your child is more likely to respect your rules and advice about alcohol and other substance use. Lots of little talks help to keep those lines of communication open and really work better than having one big long talk. And treating your child like a partner in the conversations and really trying to imagine how they will feel helps them really be able to hear what you have to say. So using these 5 conversation goals from the campaign will help to get you started. But remember, keep it low key. Don't worry, you don't have to get everything across in one talk. So plan to check in often with quick chats and keep the lines of communication open. So here you can see the different conversation goals. We want to do things with these conversations, like really conveying our message about our thoughts on underage drinking and other substance use, all the way down to what I've mentioned before, really building your child's skills and strategies for avoiding alcohol and other substances. So when it comes time to preparing for the talks, we want to decide when and where to talk with your child about alcohol or other substances. You can consider using everyday opportunities to talk, for example, in the car, maybe during dinner, maybe while you and your child are watching TV. Remember that having lots of little talks takes the pressure off needing to say everything in one long discussion. And at that point, your child's going to be a little less likely to tune you out as well. So you've had the first conversation. Congratulations. Remember, frequent conversations with your child about alcohol and other substances are really going to help keep those lines of communication open. But keep in mind that as your child gets older, those conversations need to change as well. So think about, how would you change the conversation when you're talking to your 9-year-old versus your 15-year-old versus your 20-year-old about these different issues? So Talk They Hear You has a mobile app to help equip parents and caregivers with the skills and tools they need to confidently have these conversations. The mobile app is available to download for free on Android, iOS, and Windows devices. There are practice scenarios that share conversation starters, goals, possible reactions and closers, and other helpful information like different statistics on the prevalence of underage drinking and other substance use. The scenarios begin with a public service announcement from the Talk They Hear You campaign, which shows parents talking with their children about alcohol and other substances based on one of those 5 campaign goals that I discussed earlier. The scenario is then broken down to help you understand and plan for conversations of your own. There's a recording feature that allows you to record a practice conversation and play it back to hear how you would sound to your child. And this self-assessment lets you rate yourself on how well you achieved this conversation goal. From the practice screen, you can also add reminders to your digital calendar to have conversations with your children. So while these conversations don't need to be a big deal, taking some time to practice and really think about what you want to convey is important. For more information, visit our website at uvaltogether.org or visit any of our social channels.